All right, so these are our most difficult level of elimination method problems. So if you look at example 1 here, notice we have vertically, we stacked the x's, we stacked the y's, the equal signs, and the constants. Everything is stacked vertically so we can look at it. What we're looking for is to multiply one of the equations so that the variables eliminate. And what we've done so far is we've looked at the x's and we try to look to see if they're multiples of each other. 4 and 3 are not multiples of each other. Multiples would be like 6x and 3x. That would be something that we consider more of an easy level question where they're multiples of each other. 7 and 3 are also not multiples of each other. So this is what makes this problem a difficult question, is when things are not multiples of each other. So when that happens, what we need to do is multiply both of the equations by a number. So instead of multiplying one equation, we're going to multiply both equations by something. They're going to be different numbers, one number for the top equation, one number for the bottom equation. Doesn't matter which variable you choose. On this problem, I'm actually going to choose to eliminate the y's because they're already opposites. One is positive and one is negative, and that just might make my work a little bit easier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the number from the bottom equation, the 3, and I'm going to multiply that by the top equation. And the 7 from the top equation, I'm going to use that number to multiply the bottom equation. The reason why this works is because when I multiply 3 times 7, I'll get 21. And when I multiply 7 times the negative 3, I'll get negative 21. And so the 21 and the negative 21 will cancel. Now, if I had, once I choose these numbers, I now need to multiply everything in that equation by that number. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply everything in this equation by 3. Okay, and then on the bottom equation, I'm going to multiply everything by 7. Once you do this, we now have the y's set up that they can eliminate. So now we'll proceed with the question as normal. I'm going to go through this step kind of fast. So go ahead, pause the video and try the problems for yourself, and then you can come back and see if the work is right. Once I get this x equals 3 answer, I'm going to go put it into any of my original problems. I'm just going to pick the top equation there. So there I go. I'm going to write my final answer as an ordered pair, alphabetical order, x and y in this case. And then you would check your answer in both original equations to make sure it works. Now, I want to go back actually and show you what would have happened if I had tried to eliminate the x's. You don't have to redo the whole question, but definitely watch this to make sure you understand. So we had 4x, and then we have 3x. Right? So if I had wanted to eliminate the x's instead, just want to show you what those numbers would have looked like. 4 and 3 are not multiples of each other, so I'm going to take the 3 from the bottom equation, put it here, the 4 from the top, put it here. Now look what happens. If you multiply just as is, this would be a 12x, and this would also be a 12x. Those do not eliminate. You need one of them to be a positive 12x and one of them to be a negative 12x. So what that means is my outside multiplication numbers, the 3 and the 4, one of them has to be a negative number. Either it has to be -3 or it has to be -4. Common mistake is people put negatives on both of them, but that would just make -12x and -12x. Again, those would not eliminate. So when you have this situation, you need to pick one of the numbers to be negative. So it doesn't matter which one. So maybe I'll just put the negative on the 3, which will make this a -12x, and then you can proceed with the question as normal.